Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I wanted to give a bit of a year update on my journey with a retina detachment in my right eye. If you haven't seen my other video on the story of how this kind of came out of the blue and I had to have emergency eye surgery on New Year's Day of 2023. So it is the end of February now. So that was about a year and 2 months ago. And I wanted to just give kind of an update on everything that's happened since that kind of 2-week span of recovering, which I cover in my last video, and just how my vision is now, what life is like after having a scleral buckle surgery. But yeah, the past year has been just quite a journey, mostly just in regards to my vision. The actual physical recovery of the surgery really only takes 2 weeks. You can see from my last video, like my eye slowly came back to just being normal and like white on the outsides versus like really scary red that it was right after the surgery. But more importantly, I just wanted to talk about my vision and kind of the updates on that. There really isn't a lot of information online. Most information that I could find just kind of said that after scleral buckle surgery, you should be able to have your vision back like 6 months afterwards. But they're also just not really sure kind of what amount of vision you'll get back, which is the case from everything that I've asked my doctor and research that I've done myself. Is when they do the scleral buckle surgery, they just don't really know what kind of vision you'll get back. And really the only thing the retina surgeon is concerned about is that your retina is reattached. They really don't have a lot to do with your actual vision. But yeah, overall the process of getting your vision back, at least in my experience, is really frustrating. Even now, a year and 2 months later, I still don't quite have 20/20 vision in my eye. I'm just gonna continue the story from kind of where I left off the last video and the months that followed. The following months, I feel like you don't really notice your vision changing, but the reason that I was seeing kind of things way further away than they were was because I still had a couple dots of fluid kind of between my retina and I don't even know what it's called, but where it's supposed to be attached. There was kind of 2 little blobs of fluid. I'll put an image on the screen of what my eye looked like in July. After the surgery, I probably waited about a month to start using contacts again. And yeah, probably a month afterwards, my doctor said that it was okay to start exercising and lifting heavy things and kind of just like living my normal life. I went back to work, mostly wore my glasses while I worked and just couldn't really see out of my right eye. Like it was very blurry, couldn't read anything. Thank God I had 20/20 vision in my left eye. It really has been pulling the weight the past year. But by July, which would have been about 7 months after the surgery, he noticed that the blobs had actually like started getting smaller. And it was also at this appointment in July that he said that I can go and get a new prescription, that my vision should have stabilized a little bit. And so that's what I did. I went to the optometrist and got a new prescription. So my new prescription was my left eye stayed the same. It's -5.5. And then my right eye went to -7. So my vision dropped from -5.5 in both eyes to -7 and then -5.5. And even with this -7 of my new prescription in this eye, I still really couldn't see details, like just due to that fluid still not having been fully absorbed by my eye. Details were still like very jagged, like straight lines would seem jagged, and like I couldn't really like read from my computer out of this eye just because it was like a bit jagged. So it wasn't 20/20 or even I don't think anywhere close. I actually don't have my eye prescription from that time, but yeah, it was not 20/20, but the updated contacts really did actually help quite a bit. I also was lucky too that I really have had no problem wearing contacts. I do definitely notice, I think just because this eye is a little bit of a different shape, the contacts do get irritated a lot more in this eye towards the end of the day. And like even the first couple months that I was wearing my contacts, I would notice that this eye would get like quite red throughout the day, just due to the irregular shape. That's just like my interpretation of it, but yeah, that's what I would imagine, just because the eye's a different shape because of the buckle. I've actually read online some people have had a lot of issues kind of wearing contacts after their buckle surgery, so I was lucky that I've been able to. Anyways, so that was July. I still didn't get new actual glasses because I just kind of had a feeling that my vision would still change a little bit. I didn't really want to pay for new lenses. So anytime I was working on my computer, I would just use my old prescription and just like wouldn't really see much out of my right eye. It was around July as well that I was really frustrated with how my vision was progressing and just like really not being able to see well at all out of my right eye. So I did actually go and get a second opinion from another doctor just to make sure for my peace of mind that I was kind of doing everything that I could to try to get my vision back. Like, it's literally your vision. I wanted to exhaust every single resource I could to try to get it back to 2020. And yeah, so it was at that time that I got a second opinion, and the doctor basically just said, like, my first doctor did a great job. There was really nothing else that they could do. If they went into the eye to try to do anything to the patches of fluid, it would be more of a risk of losing even more of my vision that I had. And that when they perform these type of surgeries, they never really know if you're going to get 70% of your vision back or if you'll get 100%. That honestly just gave me a good peace of mind that I was doing everything I could to try to get back to where my vision was before. It was just a waiting game from that point out. My appointments with my surgeon also became more spread out. Like right after the surgery, they were kind of like once every month, and then it'd be like once a month, and then it would move to 2 months and 3 months and so on. So from July, the next time I went and saw my doctor was in October. And the same thing, like I feel like the picture in October, I have it right here. But yeah, I didn't really think that the fluid had absorbed much at all, but he just said like, you're stable. That's just kind of all he's checking on when I'm going in. So as we moved to recently, I went in a couple weeks ago and I had a picture of my eye taken again, and you can actually see now that most of the fluid is gone. So it does kind of still look like there's a tiny little bit, and I still can, I think, see a little bit of fluid. So I think it's still going to take a few more months to be fully gone. And my vision now, I feel like, is a little bit better. I do want to go to the optometrist again and get a new prescription, but I'm going to wait a couple more months for hopefully more fluid to absorb. But yeah, it definitely is still a bit distorted, but further away I can see like pretty well. And then it just details like up close. Like I still see jags through trying to read words and stuff on a computer. And the other frustrating thing is I think it made me a little bit more farsighted. I think that's what it's called when you're reading something up close. I notice this every morning when I roll over and like try to look at my phone without any glasses or contacts on. I really can only like read my phone out of my left eye. Like my right eye just like can't really read any of the words on the screen. So I just like keep my right eye closed as I'm like scrolling through my phone in the morning. Yeah, which just is a little bit frustrating, but yeah, every time I get down about my vision, I just say like I'm so lucky to be able to see at all out of this right eye because it was such a sudden detachment and I got in so quickly. Yeah, I could have theoretically have lost my entire sight. So the fact that I can see, and I don't honestly really think I have any black spots in my vision. I do think like when I look, I for sure have floaters still in this eye, and I think it is a little bit of the liquid that I can see like in bright light as I'm moving it back and forth. I do just consider myself lucky that I can still see and it's not completely black out of this eye. Through this whole experience, I've been so thankful that I have 20/20 in this eye. And I honestly I've thought about it before, like what if I had a detachment in both eyes at the same time? Oh my goodness, if anyone has ever gone through that, that would just be absolutely insane. Yeah, my doctor's been keeping a really good eye on a good eye has been keeping tabs like on the left eye as well, making sure that if he sees anything, he's just gonna laser it so it doesn't lead to a full detachment like in my right eye. Yeah, I am just like terrified of anything ever happening to my left eye, and hopefully it doesn't. Just so thankful that my left eye is still seeing perfectly, so that is positive. I hope you guys enjoyed this update on my eye. If there's any big improvements in the next coming months, I'll definitely make another update video. But for now, this has been kind of the journey up until this point. And yeah, I hope this just helps anyone going through the same thing. I feel like there just isn't a ton of information of this online. Yeah, it's just good to see someone else's experience, and hopefully this helps you with your journey. But if you have any other questions, let me know and I'll try to respond to them. And if you're going through the same thing, good luck, hang in there. Everything will be okay. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe. And yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.